Guys, I have been working out for 3 years now, non-stop. Even during Christmas, New Year Eve, whatever, I just don't stop. When people go for a long weekend, I still go to the gym because I don't work out because of specific goal. I work out because I'm bored. When you work out because you're bored, trust me, you will become like prisoner jacked. You know those prisoners get so jacked because they work out all the time. They have nothing to do in the prisons. So they get jacked up. Not everybody want to make another guy their little girl, right? Some people, they just don't masturbate, don't have sex, don't do drugs when they're in prison because there are no drugs. It's hard to smuggle drug in there if you search for the information. Yeah, let's go back. So according to Terry Crews and some other MMA coach, celebrity coach, you're not supposed to push so hard.
You just have to enjoy the process.
Totally.
Learn to enjoy it, because I'm sure there was a point where you started to enjoy losing 113 pounds.
You know, I'm a big believer in never being sore. You should train, and the next day you should wake up feeling good. Okay, you know why?
How's that possible?
Treat the gym like a spa. The first time you ever go, just go in there and walk around. Touch the weights, get a drink of water, and then leave. Literally do that for like a week until you just get to the habit of getting in that door.
Like I said in my last video, most people failed to kick their habit because they are actually too obsessed with the habit. And they always try to make it so hard for themselves because all the promotional video they see like CrossFitter, it's like you're not working out unless you kill yourself, your body totally. Like you have to work out till sore, till you get injured. And the coach, what did they do? Like, 1 more, go, you can do it, 10 more. Like I've seen it, they're stupid. So yeah, if you want to work out like Terry Crews, this is what he said.
The habit of working out is more important than the workout. The habit of going to the gym is more important than the workout. You just have to do it every morning. It takes consistency. It doesn't happen overnight. And you gotta really, really just be dedicated and eat right and get in that gym and just start where you are. You really have to start small and continue. If you have a desire, you can do it. You can do it. You just have to start where you are and keep going. And then sooner or later, you get it. I have 5 different gyms.
Like if you have muscle like he does, like the huge chest muscle, it gives you a lot of energy. So you got to know the benefit of workout. It gives you infinite energy because each muscle group is basically a factory. Help you burn fat, burn sugar, give you more hormones. Gradually, you will solve more and more problems. Working out, I think, is a training of the mind. It trains you to solve problems because from time to time, you hit a plateau. Like somehow you stop growing, you stop increasing the weights that you can lift, and you wonder why. And sometimes you get a little bit hurt here and there, and how do you avoid it? It involves a lot of patient research and focus. I have ADHD, guy, and I think working out can somehow make it disappear in some people. Yeah, I've heard about this in my 20s. I wonder why I didn't start working out. I think because I was like a go big or go home kind of guy. Like I said, if you always trying to make it a heroic journey, like uphill battle, then you will get what you wish for, and you will never get there because your brain associates the pain with the gain. So the moment you try to force yourself into the gym, your brain is like block all of your motivation. The brain can even make you forget about going to the gym, like literally forget. You can't fight if you forget what you're fighting for, right? So that's why people have shiny object syndromes. They were doing something and then they see something more shiny, then they get distracted and forget about what they're doing it now. That's why willpower doesn't work. How do you exercise willpower to do something that you forgot, right? This is how your brain trying to protect you from risking injury and pain. Here I want to recommend 2 books. First, The Slight Edge. Second, The Power of Habit. Look, people sometimes wonder, why should I read books? And most people don't go to work out, and most people don't read book. Why is that? Because the benefits are not immediately obvious. Like from time to time we see the chat, the hot guys who get all the chicks because he has muscle. Then next day we seems to forget about it. We see the wealthy guy making a lot of money and he still have time to go to the gym, complaining like, I don't have the money to afford that kind of lifestyle. You know, this not fair that rich people get to build a body like that and I'm just being fat. But according to study, the more sugar you take, the fatter you get, and fat, obesity and sugar are correlated with poverty. Yeah, the more sugar you consume, the poorer you tend to be, and the vice versa. People don't seem to know the two-way arrow, right? If you work out, you get smarter and more focused and more energy, therefore more money. If you have more money, you can afford to spend more time in the gym, etc. And the reward loops kind of like fuel you, right? When I start working out, within 2 months, girls start to compliment me. Wow, people said you're taller, or you look bigger, or you're handsome. Like even my dad said, I never realized you're a good looking boy. Yeah, because even just a few pounds of muscle change your whole posture and whole aura, whole appearance. Yeah, and even your skin quality. So I'm 30 something, right? Before I actually start working out, I got chronic fatigue. Chronic fatigue, which I mostly overcame by now. I had chronic fatigue and I start to look like a middle-aged man, like a belly, and I sort of look like this. You know, when you were younger, you look like this, right? Skinny. But when you get older, you sort of look like this. Triangle. So I kind of look like a triangle, and when I took a picture with a pretty girl in her 20s, I start to look older, right? Because now people think I'm 23. I pretty much age reversed myself within 2 years of working out. So, and during this whole times, I find that I gradually accumulate more knowledge, and the more people compliment me, you know, use vanity to your advantage. It comes faster than you think, the reward. And people really do notice. When you're ugly, no people mention it. People don't want to tell you the truth. But when you get prettier or less ugly, now everybody jump on board and give you compliment. Well, people are good like that, and it can keep you going that way. Working out is easy. Like everybody moved around when they were younger, right? Just do what you love. If you do what you love, you will lose weight. We were all forced to drink milk, a lot of milk, and eat cooked food, all that, and then we acquire the taste of processed food. It doesn't taste good. The first time I ate burger when I came to Canada or when I was in Asia, it didn't taste good, but you acquire those tastes. I think men naturally crave meat, more meat, barbecue meat. And you know what? I learned how to cut sugar after many years. Drink probiotic drink. You can make it in your home, at your own home. I will talk about it later. So the reason why I recommend those two books was because it's not the YouTube video that motivated me. But it was also the book. You know, the book is like sowing the seed in your head, and then in times it grows. So one reason why people don't read books is that they don't foresee the benefit that comes later. So each book is like a seed. It doesn't give you reward immediately, but your reticular activation system will work on your behalf. For example, if you read about persuasion, your reticular activation system will start to pay attention to everything persuasion related, and you will observe in your life, your own life, example of persuasion. And in time you grow. So it's not just the book. Sometimes the book may not be even accurate on its own, but it will refer other books and it will get you to think in the right direction and it keep you growing. When you try to no fap, like cut your addiction, like sugar addiction, masturbation, porn, working out is so important because it feel like you will eat better and sleep better. And when you are bored, you have some place to go. Like by default, whenever you get rejected by a girl, you know, you can go to the gym, you can take a boxing lesson. So if I take a boxing lesson every time I get rejected by a girl, by now I would be a pretty good fighter. By 80 years old, I will be a legend. I can probably levitate and just ascend. It gives you superpower. So finally, you know, speaking of fighting, this video, like this MMA coach, really speak on some very important concepts. So you're not supposed to go in full force when you train, right? Because again, you don't want your brain to associate pain with training. And in theory, I think pro fighter, because they accumulate injuries in the professional career, they will never be the truly best fighter in the world. I think the best fighter is the people who avoid a real fight, but they playfully do it. So every time they learn a lot, and if you do it consistently over years, you can become a super legend.
Some guys have made great strides with just mental fortitude and mental strength over training the shit out of themselves.
Okay, but can I ask you this?
Yes.
They were successful, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
but their bodies break down.
Right. But could they have been better if
Possibly.
they used flow? Exactly.
Right.
You're going all out. I'm training jiu-jitsu every single day. My average practice is 2 hours. Your average practice is 2 hours. But when you go in, you kill it. Like you go with all the black belts and you kill it. At the end of the year, I'm averaging 2 practices more than you. So I've had 100 practices more than you by the end of the year. 100.
You know, a pro fighter, usually they get broken or they get rich and go party and do drugs. So eventually you will still be better than them if you keep on training every day. This is just a theory. Yeah. So when people say Bruce Lee is not a professional fighter, so therefore he has no proof, but by avoiding people at his own level, he avoid self-destruction, right? Imagine if he lives to this day, if he keep his playfulness and learn every day without actually getting hurt. That's how you grow, right? As a fighter or as an athlete. Because professional athleticism really destroy your body. So yeah, there you go. This is how we stay consistent with working out and going to the gym. For most people, I think is how they reverse the ADD, a lot of chronic disease and conditions, avoid a lot of problems, a lot of benefit. And girl loves you for that. Too much example, like most successful people I have seen have a very dedicated workout schedule. Almost like very few people are like purely weak and not working out and still be successful. Very few. So as a biohacker, if you want to acquire superpower and live a pain-free, addiction-free life, workout is definitely one of the key.